Jai Shri Krishna. Today is Thursday and moon is still in Capricorn, Makara Rashi, right? It's just entered rather. So because it's a sun nakshatra where moon is in Uttarashada, and also moon is aspected by Jupiter, Guru Brihaspati, and it's a sun's nakshatra where moon is sitting in, and also it's Capricorn Rashi. So there is knowledge given, and sun and moon always associated with light, right? So today's video, I'm going to put a very important video which is about Kuladeivata, right? Whether it should come from your father's side or your mother's side. Okay, so it is very important to understand Kuladeivata. All right, so I'll break it down, and before we start today, the regular bells and whistles. Number one is, please do like the video if you really like it, for sure. And if you also please click the bell button for the notifications and the latest and greatest updates I post. Yeah, and the subscription in the video as well. Two also is that please share your comments in the comment section. Okay, yeah, that would help myself and everybody. And third is, if you're interested to learn Vedic astrology, I do teach free sessions once a week, Wednesday 7:20 p.m. Central Time, yeah, US. So you may have to download the app, which is the Clubhouse app, and enroll yourself into the Vedic Astrology Club. Okay, so the app is free. The app is available on iOS and Android. The app, as I said, the app is free, and also that even the enrollment is free. The class is also free, right? So this is weekly once. I've been doing it for the last 5.5 years in Clubhouse, and more than that, I would say. And recordings are there for 4 years plus in Clubhouse. So it's all audio sessions, and if you want to attend live, Wednesday 7:20 p.m. Central Time, yeah. Otherwise, you can come and listen to the recordings if you're interested in Vedic astrology. See, in a Vedic astrology chart, let's go first to understand that, and then we'll come back. The first house is yourself, okay? The fifth house is not only your love and romance, but is also your children. And the ninth house is father. Some parts of North India consider the 10th as father, but it's not. And it can be easily explainable to people as well. First house is Lagna, which is you, which is present birth. Fifth house is Purva Punyasthana, which is past birth. Plus, fifth house also gives the future as a children, your children. Okay, who is our Lagna we are looking. Ninth house is one's father, right? One's father, ninth house. And ninth house will also tell you when you will become a father. So in a way, the father information is involved, right? It's for your father, who's our chart you're looking at, or it will tell you when you will become a father. Okay. Now, from the ninth, right, which means you're touching your father's as a Lagna, and you move 5 places, will come to the Lagna. Okay. All right. So you kind of understood the 159. The first house is the present birth, the fifth house is the past birth, and the ninth house is the future birth. Okay. See, one, we all know, right? We typically, as by birth, be it a boy or a girl, we carry the last name of our father typically, or a family name, either one. Okay, so we all know that. We don't need to disagree on that. It can be a father name, or it can be your family name, or it can be from a village or a city where you're coming from. Also, some people also follow that, right? But nobody typically puts the mother's name. This is the truth. Okay. Now, interestingly, right? Interestingly, if you see this very carefully, if you look at a chart, right? The question is why people in North India follow the 10th house. Is the 4th house is the mother, right? So the 10th house is the opposite father, right? That's the fact. But in reality, the more and more I learned about Vedic astrology 25 years ago, I realized one thing. Actually, I learned 3 things. Growing up in a very conventional orthodox household with, lot of boys around me, I realized that men was superior. But the more I learned about Vedic astrology, I realized men and women are, the second point I realized, men and women are made different. They're not the same. And more I realized about Veda, I studied and I realized it, that the Vedas and Puranas said one story completely. The female deities are the strongest, not the male deities, right? Even though Vishnu may be the creator of Vishnu himself is a female deity, which is Parabrahman, which is Adi Shakti. It's a female deity, not a male deity. This is the truth. Okay, so in Hinduism, that is why if you see, women takes a little bit higher power. That's why we say Mata, Pita, Guru, Bhagavan or Deva. Mata, Pita, Guru, Bhagavan. Mother comes first. Okay, so the point is, in putting in this whole Gotra system, that fourth house connection may not fit well. That is because the mother is beyond all of the universe itself, right? Just not, you cannot put a mother into a chart. That's the beautiful part. Mother or as a woman, they are beyond, they are blessed in a way, right? A guy cannot get pregnant, whatever said and done, to deliver a child. That's the fact. Mothers are mothers. Yeah. So, okay, now coming back, right? You see how the Gotra system is very well connected to the father and son. So the Lagna, fifth house is your child, and the ninth house is your father, basically. And it tells you, so it forms a trine. Okay, who is the natural first house Lord? Mars. Who is the natural fifth house Lord? Which is Sun. Who is the natural ninth house Lord? Which is Jupiter. What do they all tell you in this case here, right? All of them tell you one significant story, right? That all of them are male planets, right? You can clearly see the natural first house is Aries. It's a masculine sign, and the owner is a male, which is Mars. The natural fifth house is a masculine sign, which is Leo, right? And the owner here in this case is Sun. Okay, the natural ninth house is owned by Jupiter, right? And it's Sagittarius is the ninth house, right? Now it is also a male Rashi and owned by a male planet, right? The ownership is by a male planet, right? So you can see clearly the 159 connection in the Kalpurush itself is all associated with male. Okay, so in what does this mean is the Gotra system, okay, comes from, right, the Gotra and all of it comes from the Sapta Rishis. One. Second, it has to come from your father, your Gotra. You take your Gotra, your Kuladeivata. So the 159 I just explained about the male thing, right? It can never happen from a female, and it should not. Now, I know in certain parts of India, you go to the coastal belt like the Western Ghats and other places, from whatever I have heard, I have so many clients and they follow this women thing, right? So following the mother's lineage, Kuladeivata, that is wrong. That is wrong. I'm telling you right now, that is a problem. Okay, unfortunately, a lot of things have gone wrong, from the Mughal invasions as well as the British people coming in, the Portuguese coming in, right? We have lost the roots in many ways. Now, one has to go and figure out your Kuladevata through your father, grandfather, etc. Okay, now if you're not able to go all the way till many generations, at least go till 3 generations backward. If you are one generation will be your father, right? So you are one, right? One generation will be your father, second generation grandfather, great grandfather. Start from there. At least go backward and fix. So your Gotra will come from your father. Your Kuladevata will come from your father, not from your mother. Okay, all right. Now, what is Kuladevata? Having said about Kuladevata, see, Kuladevata is very different than Ishtadevata and Gramadevata or any other deity. Kuladevata is a devata which has connected or helped you or your family for generations. You or your family, when I say you, means your family's lineage, right? They would have helped your great grandfathers, all of them, they would have helped. That is Kuladevata. Okay. So one your great grandfathers would have got support. They would have lived in a village, right? They would have prayed to a deity, right? That is the Kuladevata. You cannot ignore your Kuladevata, because your Kuladevata is nothing but a deity, a god, plus your ancestors. And this is something Abrahamic religion, or if you read even, for example, the Bible in the 10 things, right? They're against this ancestors thing because they want to kill everything what Hinduism does. So they're deliberately built as anti-Hinduistic religion. That is the fact. Everything is taken and mirror image of Hinduism. You build Islam and Christianity. Simple. So in terms of coming back, right? In terms of the fact is, Kuladevata is not your just a plain deity. Is where your ancestors were there. You need your ancestors' blessing. See, two reasons you have to understand today. All of us, you, me, whoever is watching the video as a Hindu, we are all Hindus because our ancestors had fought conversion. Our ancestors had fought Mughals, Britishers, and resisted conversion. They didn't convert to a Hindu or a Muslim they didn't convert from a Hindu to a Muslim or a Christian. Yeah, they didn't. They resisted. So we have to be grateful to our ancestors, number one. And because our ancestors were Hindus and they got the protection, we are all Hindus today. What is the guarantee 5 years, not years, my mistake. What is the guarantee 5 generations later, our children, grandchildren will be, Hindus, right? That's a question mark. So we have to do our work. All of us, including myself. Okay. So coming back, whoever your ancestors would have prayed, that becomes the Kuladevata, and they're connected with the deity is connected with the ancestors as well, with your ancestors who have prayed. So it's all connected. It's a conglomerate. So again, Kuladevata comes first, then Ishtadevata, then Gramadevata. But if you go to many parts of Karnataka itself, they do this wrong. They first say Ishtadevata, then they say Kuladevata, then they say Gramadevata. That's wrong. Kuladevata has to be number one. Kuladevata has to come from your father, not from your mother's side. That's how it has to go. As I explained, the natural 159 are all male signs. They're all male signs, male rashis, male planets. There is a reason. The mother is very important to nurture and take the lineage forward, because only the mother can tell you who the father is. And we saw that story, which I explained in between Tara, Brahma, Chandra, Brihaspati, right? All of them, when Tara was pregnant with Buddha, Mercury, right? It was eventually Tara who had to say who's the father. Only the mother can say that. A mother becomes very important. But regardless, the lineage comes from the father. That's the thing. Now, also in ancient India, which I don't agree, in many parts of India, they were always looking for a male child because to take the lineage forward, which I don't agree, but that's a different point. But that's a truth also which happened in India. Yeah. So coming back, your Kuladevata, even if it is Tirupati, Vishnu, even if it is Lakshmi, it's all fine. They all can become your Ishtadevatas. But your Kuladevata, right? Your Kuladevata is somebody who your ancestors have prayed. Okay? So your ancestors' energies become important because you need their blessing. You are here today because they decided to have children and children progeny, and eventually you landed up here, I landed up here. If they would have thought no children, we would not have landed up here. So we should be grateful to them. Second, we are Hindus because they resisted conversion and they fought for it. We don't know a lot of the stories. Somehow we survived, versus people around us have been converted to Christians and Muslims. So we should be grateful. Third is the Kuladeivata always comes first, followed by Ishtadevata, Grama Devata. Okay. Now comes the important thing. Can somebody have two Kuladevatas? It's a possibility. I'll tell you how. One, it could be your father's Kuladevata. Okay? But whenever a deity holds a family for 3 generations, 3 comes again, right? Okay? That deity will become also your Kuladevata. So my Kuladevata, I'll tell you, is Krishna because of my father's side. Okay? That's Krishna. But I also have a second Kuladevata because my second Kuladevata is a Devi whose name is Bhuvaneshwari, another version of Parvati. She has helped my grandparents, right? My parents and myself in a way. 3rd generation I am. So naturally, the Devi Bhuvaneshwari Parvati, right? Who is a version of Soma or Chandra in Dasamahavidya, right? She also becomes my Kuldevi. Second I have, not one. That is more like an exception here, right? But usually people have one Kuladevata. Okay. Now the most important thing is you have to go to your Kuladevata once a year, do Archana, do whatever it is. You can go to Tirupati, you can go to Lakshmi temple, you can go any temple in the world. If you don't pay your respects to Kuladevata, nothing will happen. No God, Hindu deity will help you, even if it is Lakshmi or Vishnu. If you disrespect or if you don't go down and pray to your Kuladevata, this is very important. Okay, so now comes the next question. For some reason, right, I don't know what is my Kuladevata. Right? I don't know what is my Kuladevata. I am lost. I need guidance, what it is. Okay? I will do a video on finding your Kuladevata. Okay? I'll definitely do a video. Watch that video and you will get your answer in that. But you have to do effort. You have to put in that hard effort. Okay? You got to put in effort. It's not going to be easy. There is a reason why you don't know your Kuladevata. Okay, there is a reason, right? So you have to put in effort, you will get the result. So I'll definitely do a video on that. Okay, so I hope I made my statement very clear in this video about the Kuladevata, Ishtadevata, Grama Devata. Okay, and whatever function, whatever thing you do, always pray first to your Kuladevata because they'll be the first one to come to your help. If things are not working, that means you have neglected or not paid the due respect to the Kuladeivata. Okay. All right. So I'll end up here. I will definitely do a video on finding your Kuladeivata. Okay. I hope this video was helpful. And again, I've been very honest about the things which has happened, and I have to be vocal about it. So please do share your comments as well. All right. Jai Shri Krishna Om Bhuvaneshwari Namaha.